people don't care about the what. They want to know, what does that mean for them? So instead of saying, I'm going to teach you about nutrition and how that can help your game time, you want to switch it to really be focused on the whole benefit side. So what does that nutrition really do for them? Yeah. So hopefully that helps clear it up, but don't worry. And also keep in mind, if you ever hit a slide and kind of get stuck, what helps sometimes for me is just keep moving on, and you can come back to that. So finish out your slides, and as you go through and you've got your main teaching points in there, it might become easier for you to now go back and be like, okay, so today's online event, you now know exactly what's coming up. So don't worry about kind of flipping back and forth and doing that.
Yeah, and another tip, Kim, and I like to say this because writer's block can happen, and copywriting is hard. It's challenging. So, you can use Amazon as resources, but I like to say, kick the editor in your head out and bring the editor in after the creative parts of your brain are like spitting out stuff. So no matter how stupid it is, like get a Google Doc or get a paper or whatever you use to like record your ideas, and just don't judge your ideas at all. Like no matter what, don't even think about it. Just let your like subconscious mind just start spitting stuff out, and then bring in the editor who can judge that stuff. Because when we start with the editor, like whether we're writing emails or writing copy or a sales page or a webinar registration page, the editor is going to like critique everything, and it kills your creative mojo. So like, kick the editor out of your head for the first round. Just start brain vomiting a bunch of stuff down. Think about the benefit of the benefit, but just let the brain vomit start, and then bring the editor in later to judge that stuff. That's what works for me to kind of get me past the like, oh, I'm stupid, or what. Oh, every word you write down, you're like judging if you let the editor take over too early. So, yeah.
Good point. And I do also want to make that point again, and don't feel, just because some people are already filling in their slides and they've got their exact idea, don't feel overwhelmed, or don't feel like you're not far enough along just because you maybe only have a headline idea and you've maybe jotted down ideas. That's okay. You don't need to already have it all done and have it all together. The important thing is that you are focusing on it and that you are brainstorming. The one point I also want to make is and it really goes along with exactly what John just said of kicking the editor out of the room. Don't worry about perfection, because I promise you this, and this is like a genuine promise, it will not be broken. No matter how much you sit back and you research it and you work on it and you build it in your mind until you have the perfect webinar with the perfect outline, it won't be perfect. As soon as you launch it, and as soon as you try to get people to it and you get people on it, you're going to get feedback, and you're going to be instantly be like, oh, okay, I need to change this. I need to improve this. And this is where a lot of people get stuck in taking action, is they want to sit until it's like, I've got the perfect idea. And they're almost afraid. Like, people, I feel like, have this idea that you've got like one shot to launch and you better get it right, or like you've missed your chance. And it couldn't be further from the truth. You've got infinite ability to launch. You can just launch again and again and get better and better. And by doing that, you're going to keep getting better until you finally have it. And then all of a sudden you're an overnight success. And it's the funniest thing to me. People are like, wow, you came out of nowhere. And I'll even get a comment like that sometimes, like, wow, you just came out of nowhere. And now you're like the webinar guy and doing this. And it's like, man, I've been doing this stuff for years. It's like, for years I've been working on this stuff, and I had to figure it all out on my own. So at least we're giving you that jump start where you can at least take an educated action and start building your list at least and getting some results. But nothing beats action. Yep. No amount of preparation will set you up for the feedback you're going to get from actually doing it from your audience. So take that action. If you've got a good idea, start putting it in a slide. See what it looks like. Drive a few people to it. Like I said, I've done a lot of webinars with like 4 people, 10 people, 12 people. And those webinars gave me the feedback. Even though it wasn't a lot of people, 1, it gave me the feedback. 2, it gave me the confidence to turn webinars into a business. So don't worry about perfection, and don't worry about having everything there. And what I also want to say, because some people, you might have lead pages, so you want to make your own lead pages, registration pages, and funnels and things like that, your own follow-ups. Even if you don't plan on exactly using like the Webinar Jam registration or going through it, what's great is follow through, because the process of going through in your mind and setting it up through what John's going to bring us through with the Webinar Jam is the same for anything that you're going to be making. It's the exact same process, the same thought process, the same order, the same strategy. So there are going to be some things in there that might not exactly pertain or resonate, but we're going to be talking about even down to things like the images to use and some examples and things like that. So keep on in it, pay attention with it, and stick with us and follow along as much as you can. And like I said, if you've got your Webinar Jam open, that's even better.